Hello, my name is Rusty Adshade, and I'm with Rusty's Tree Service here in Star Valley, Wyoming. For 38 years, I've been doing tree work, everything from tree removal to tree trimming to fertilization to pest control. Most of my experience I acquired doing hurricane work in Florida. For 30 years, I lived in Florida and prepared trees so that they would not fall down in the high winds that are incurred by hurricanes. We did this by opening up the canopies, allowing the air to be able to blow through the tree instead of pushing up against it and tipping it over. In order to do this, you have to be very artistic. You don't want the tree to look ugly. You want the tree to look beautiful when you're done with it, and yet you want the tree to be able to withstand 80 to 100 mile an hour wind gusts. Here in Star Valley, we have the same situation with microbursts. We have winds that can easily hit 100 miles an hour and even more, and these winds are capable of taking trees down. So what we try to do for the community is, first of all, to identify the trees that have bad root systems. Without a good root system, the tree is going to come down even in a small wind. Some trees come down with no wind at all. We're also looking to open up the canopies of the trees by creating channels for the air to flow through so that the tree is able to withstand the stronger gusts. The greatest challenge that we're facing here in Star Valley is definitely the aspen tree. The aspen tree consists of a mother root system that produces hundreds, even thousands of trees growing from that one root system. Some of the trees are saplings, some are medium-sized trees, and some are extremely large trees. It appears that when the large trees get large, that for some reason maybe they receive a signal from the root system, but for whatever reason, after they reach about 22 inches, 24 inches in diameter, the roots begin to rot. And what we see is some trees that reflect this rot by the leaves dying, the upper branches dying. Sometimes mushrooms will appear on the trunk. Sometimes you'll see a large white mushroom appear at the base. But we also see trees that have absolutely no signs whatsoever of any kind of disease or problem. The leaves are green, there's very few dead branches, the trees are tall, very healthy looking, and then one day, out of the blue, they just simply tip over and fall. These are the most dangerous of trees because there's absolutely no sign that they're diseased, that something's wrong with them. These are a great challenge to us because we have to climb these trees. It's very hard in our hilly terrain to get high lifts and to get high lift trucks, to get cranes into backyards, in between houses. And so about 90% of the time we have to climb trees, aspen trees, in order to get them down. And climbing them is very dangerous if we don't know what the root system is like. What we do know is that when we go out into the woods and we look at aspen trees, we very rarely see them over 24 inches in diameter. So once an aspen tree hits 20, 22, 24 inches in diameter, that is the time when we need to seriously consider taking them down. Kind of a neat thing about that is that we're not actually killing the tree. We're actually helping the mother root system by pruning the larger trees so that the medium-sized trees and the small trees can receive sunlight and nutrition and continue to grow.
I'm getting out of here.
Another great challenge is safety. Safety for the buildings around us, safety for the people that we're working for, and safety for our own men. When you're cutting down trees, you do everything you can to make sure that no one gets injured. You provide your employees with the right safety equipment. You inspect your equipment on a regular basis to make sure that it's safe. But there's always things that can happen that you're just not prepared for. In the shooting of this video, we used a new chainsaw lanyard made by a company that we've never used before. In this next clip, you'll see how the lanyard failed and how that failure could have resulted in a serious injury.
Okay. Oh shit, look out, look out, look out!
As protection for our customers, Rusty's Tree Service carries $1 million liability insurance, and every single one of our employees is covered with workman's comp. Our employees also have their taxes and Social Security taken out of their paychecks, helping them to become responsible citizens in our community. There are 3 resources that Rusty's Tree Service produces that we give back to the community. The first one is firewood. Obviously, we're cutting down trees and we're producing a lot of wood that can be cut and split up as firewood. It has been our policy in the past to sell that firewood, but we have changed our policy and we have decided to give the wood away for free.
You good?
Yeah.
Good job. Thank you. Wow. Big John.
Yes.
Need your saw and you. Whittle this up as we lower it to you. All right. Come. Yeah. All right. Okay, listen up. Stay right there. Watch above your head. You got a big tree hanging above your head. I want you to lower it down. And let's get Ronnie. We need you here, bud. All right. Cut it. Have Ronnie pull it through whatever direction you want. Which way do you think it should go? You want it to come this way or that way? Your way? Okay. Show Ronnie what to do. Tell Cliff what to do on lowering it. 2 feet. 1 foot. Hold it there.
We work with some of the local organizations to help ensure that people in our community, people who are maybe not financially in a position to where they can afford to keep their homes heated, we want to make sure that there is a source of firewood that they can use to keep their homes heated at no cost to them. So we provide the raw wood, and we network with local organizations who then give that wood to people who need it. Another resource that we produce is the mulch produced by our chipper. The mulch is the ground up branches and leaves coming from the trees that we cut down. The mulch, when it sits for 1 year, cures into a soil amendment that is good for planting gardens. It's good for mulching beds, flower beds, and it helps our sandy soil to become more filled with compost. The third resource that we produce is young men with a renewed work ethic. Many of the young men that have come to work for us have spent most of their lives playing video games. Many of them have never had jobs before. Most of the young men that have come to work for us have had no work ethic at all. But what we have found is that the majority of them have a desire to learn the work ethic. The challenge that we have is to safely assist them by providing them the proper training and discipline to develop a work ethic that they can be proud of, that their parents can be proud of, a work ethic that will benefit our community.
My name is Cliff, and I like working for Rustys Tree Service because he's willing to help me grow and help me become a better person and learn how to be a hard worker.
My name's Jonathan Ward, and quality is extremely important to us here at Rustys, and we will do whatever it takes to get the job done right.
I'm Steven Stewart, and the experience that I've had at Rustys has been pretty positive. I grew up in a pretty hard situation, and this has been helping me get through all that. And he's a great guy, and he's just helped me just stay away from the people that I've been trying to stay away from. And he's gotten my emotions, and he's like family to me. For right now, he's like family to me, and I can't ask for a better uncle, dad, grandpa, whatever he is right now.